According to me, breaking down super complicated science topics into an easy to understand, jargon-free conversation for a wide variety of audience types, that art is called science communication.
To me, science communication is taking very complex or abstract concepts and distilling them down into ways that people can understand them. Now it depends to whom I'm speaking. For myself, it might be patients, or it might be a large group of colleagues. But to me, science communication is trying to get my main message out in a way that my audience can understand.
To me, science communication is taking those big chunks of scientific findings into digestible forms in such a way that it is tailored towards your target audience. That way, the way you pass the information to policymakers will totally be different from how you pass it on to members of the community. To me, that is science communication.
The best part of this micro-diploma was the wide breadth of speakers that we had. We had people that did radio interviews for their career, that broadcasted on TV for their career, and wrote into papers as part of their career. We even had some speakers that were ghostwriters, so they would write in the voice of other people. So learning how all these different careers and authors and speakers conducted their day-to-day science communication was one of the best parts. Another one was the surprise for me was actually editing the podcast that we had to do. I didn't think it would be something that I really enjoyed doing, but actually trying to make the podcast flow into a form that the listeners could enjoy, it was actually really fun for me.
Wow, okay, to be honest, I did enjoy every aspect of the program. But if I must pick one, that would be being able to design 1 to 2 minutes news brief or reports, which could be shared to traditional media like television or radio. That was my favorite part of the program.
I loved each and every aspect of the micro-diploma of science communication, but something that I really appreciated was that there were so many different mediums that we were exposed to, whether it was radio or museums or comics or art that could be used to communicate science, and that idea was very new to me and I really enjoyed it. And I also liked that we had very experienced guest speakers in all of these different mediums, which helped me to understand how, for example, art could be used to communicate science.
In terms of skills, I've learned a lot of skills, but I will talk about two. The first one is outreach skills. I've learned how to engage with the community through multiple outreaches that we've been able to do. That is one skill that I like. The second one I've learned is scientific analysis, and that is being able to synthesize complex concepts into simpler forms in a way that it's understandable by all. I've learned that with science communication, the idea that less is more might actually be beneficial.
In terms of skills, I could break it down into written skills and verbal skills. So I feel like I can communicate my research much better in terms of written material. So I was very happy that I was given an opportunity to publish in a local francophone newspaper, La Liberté. And also when it comes to verbal skills, through a lot of presentations that we practice, I feel like my confidence level has gone up. My body language while presenting is a lot better.
Well, as a dentist, I speak with patients day in and day out. So one of the main things that all the speakers and all the messages that we received was understanding our audience. So I've learned how to understand my individual patient so that I can tailor what I discuss with them in a way that makes sense to them and that they can understand what I'm trying to tell them about.
It's already ongoing. I feel like even when the course was going on, I was picking up a lot of valuable insights into communication of science. For example, we recently had a research day at College of Pharmacy, and I used all the knowledge that I'd gained from the science communication course and got the best posters. So I feel like already it's a work in progress, and I'm doing much better at communicating research to different types of audiences. Furthermore, I feel like outreach was a big aspect for me, where we got an opportunity to teach a lecture to kids in Sierra Leone, Africa, and I gained a lot from that experience. I have gone and done other outreach programs and taught kids neuroscience through different organizations. So outreach is something that I've gained from this course and will be using a lot in my future work.
Well, I'll be taking that through my day-to-day practice, through consultations with patients, through discussing treatment options with patients, but also in a broader sense. Just this past weekend, I was speaking at the Canadian Academy of Periodontology in front of a room full of my colleagues, of other specialists. And so those messages that we got through our lectures, I try to apply them every day, and also in the rare occasion that I do get up in front of an audience.
Now I am more intentional about my science because right now community engagement is a priority. And this is either through television, social media, or even your radio media. Also, I know that this opens me up to more job opportunities outside my traditional science lab work. And that ultimately will increase my earning power.
Absolutely. This micro-diploma is applicable through all aspects of science because we're always trying to get out the message that we are either researching or that we're trying to conduct on a day-to-day basis. So if you think that your research restricts you to the lab only, I would advise you to revision or rethink of actually how you're getting your research out, because ultimately publications are going to help fuel the science programs. Or if you work with patients day to day like myself, even those little interactions you can fine-tune to get your message across much more clear.
Oh yes, 100%. I would highly recommend this course to all graduate students. I feel like Dr. Jean-Eric Kia has done a wonderful job putting this course together, and it's a great opportunity to learn how to communicate science. We as researchers are working tirelessly, performing our experiments, gathering data, but it's all useless if we don't communicate it in a good manner. So I would highly recommend everyone to go for this course.
Of course, I would recommend it. It's totally worth it. I'm glad I did it, and I'm totally excited for the future.